Professor, namaste.
Namaskar.
Sir, I'm very, very proud that to have you on this Dr. M Swatt vodcast. Although you're in Chicago and it was the early morning over there, it is nearly 5:30 evening in India. We miss you in India, and I'm sure you will frequent us so that we can see you and take a lot of advice and take a lot of advantage from your experience and knowledge. So it's my duty, although everybody knows you, Professor S P Garg, everybody knows you in India, but it's my duty as a host to introduce my guests. So please permit me to do that. And here we are. Professor Garg, this is Dr. M Swatt vodcast, and this vodcast started somewhere around September last year, mainly because, you know, my domain area of expertise is in the area of continuous improvement, whether you call it Lean, Toyota Production System, Six Sigma, what we just call it continuous improvement. The problem that was out of curiosity that I started this is that you can implement continuous improvement in whichever path you want to take, Lean, Kaizen, whatever you want to take, you take. But how do you support and sustain this movement? So that is how I started this series 1, and you're the guests on episode 18. So there you go, Professor. You have done your MBA and in IIMA Ahmedabad, one of the most reputed institute in India, management institutes in India. And I'm sure you would tell us why agricultural business, because I was quite curious to know why agricultural business. So why did you do it in agricultural business as your... Can you hear me, Professor?
Yes, okay, sure. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Dr.
I'll just
Mohan.
continue this because you have done your masters also, and then you got into corporate and went ahead. You are the alumnus of Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, 1973, and I was very, what do you call? Enthusiastic and to see you as a learner first, and then mentor, life and career coach, speaker, thought leader, transformation facilitator. And I'm so proud to have you on the show with all this expertise. And you've written 4 books, and I have got one of your books, which is here. Thank you very much. This is Visionary Leadership in Crisis, which you have authored with Mr. S.C. Sharma. So there you go, Mr. Garg, and I will take advantage of all your experience, knowledge as somebody who always talks about visionary leadership, because I had in my episode 15, cadence, which I did with Mike Carnell, where we showed this law which says that the technological changes are taking place at an exponential rate across the globe, while the organizational change are at the logarithmic rate. So as we go forward over time, this gap between the technological growth and the organizational growth, the gap will increase. So what I would like you to talk to us is, how does leadership handle this gap? What are the future leadership challenges when the technological growth is in the double exponential, and the organizational rate of growth is logarithmic. And that's where you introduced me during the prep meeting that we have. You said in this episode, we'll be talking about mentoring intrapreneurs. Intrapreneurs implying thereby people inside the organization, if that is correct, if my understanding is correct. As against entrepreneurs, you have coined this term intrapreneurs, which I'm so excited about to listen to you. And so there you are, future leadership challenges, mentoring entrepreneurs, all yours. And thank you very much to be on Dr. M's vodcast. And over to you, Professor, all yours. And here we go. Yes,
Yeah.
Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Mohan, for inviting me for this wonderful channel of yours. You are doing a wonderful job. I picked up your two words. One is to support and to sustain. Without this, there cannot be any development process. I believe in this thing because in our management terminology, we always say sustainable competitive advantage. When we talk about the sustainable competitive advantage, we have to support and we have to sustain. But most important point which I get from your this statement is why it is so. It is the continuous process of improvement. As you have very rightly mentioned, whether it is the operational issue, whether it is a technical issue, whether it is a leadership issue, whether it is a development issue, whether it is how to contribute for the society and the community, but there is a need for continuous improvement. And this process comes when the people come from the different places, share their ideas, the idea to implementation. I don't believe only in talking and talking. There must be a process platform for implementation. And that is the purpose of any organization or any individual person or a leader to how to carry forward the agenda of the development with sustainability and with the continuous improvement. I believe in this thing. Thank you very much. You have introduced me in so many words, whether I deserve it or not, but definitely only one thing which I would like to tell about me, myself is I'm a learner, keen learner. If we do not have the spirit of learning, we would be outdated. Because there is a saying.
Professor, I like what you said just before this, is that everything depends on the implementation, or what I hear you saying is execution.
Execution, correct. Yeah.
And now you're saying that everybody has to be a learner throughout his life. That's what I'm understanding from what you're saying.
Yeah.
Am I right?
And yes, absolutely right, sir. And here learning is not the rudimentary or orthodox or outdated. There is a saying, learn, relearn, learn, unlearn, and relearn, because change is constant and every time we have to evolve ourselves. Because if we do not evolve ourselves, organizations should not be innovative. For that purpose, we have to accelerate the organization for continuous improvement. And this continuous improvement comes from continuous innovation, creativity. And when we talk of all these things, then definitely in the changing times. And what is this time? If you see my time, present time, and the future time, in the 21st century, the challenges are totally different. And technological changes and technological involvement is so high that a leader or an organization will have to focus all its strategies to capture and to develop the technological base. Not only base, how to improve on every day, every moment. So besides various challenges a leader has in the organization, and the technological upgradation, technological mindset, technological community, technological forces which are coming in future, all are to be attended, taken care of in the most proper way. And that's why we always say it is a leader has to develop the capabilities for self, for the core team, as well as for the organization itself. And you have very rightly mentioned, it is the implementation and execution. So First, a leader has to explore. We have then exploit also. And when we talk later in the stage of the entrepreneurship, we will talk in detail. And then definitely you have to take care of the organization to take it on the. That's why nowadays we are talking leadership 1, leadership 2, leadership 3, leadership 4. I say now it is a leadership 5 when we talk of the involvement of the entrepreneurs within the organization. All the methodology which we used to do earlier, no, they are outdated. We have to evolve continuously, evolve ourselves. That's why if we know in long back, we used to talk of the talent management. What was the talent management? Identifying the right person for the right job at the right place. No, that stage has gone. This post-COVID incidences, work from home, that is also one part of the talent management. No, not only this thing, we have to, at this time, we have to focus on all other challenges, which may be challenges are sudden, that you may call it as a crisis also, it may be the necessity also. So a leader has to prepare himself or herself to face the challenges which may take place in 2030 or continuously at any moment. So it is the short term, it may be the long term also. And finally,
Professor,
yes,
just to paraphrase what you said so that
yes.
I'm sure I'm capturing what you're saying. One point that you made was that leadership or the organization should take technology which is moving, take leverage out of it.
Yes.
Take leverage out of it and be constantly in touch with what is happening with the technology so that they can help the intrapreneur, as you rightly said just now.
Yeah.
And what we were doing earlier of what you call talent management, etc., is now obsolete. We have to take a relook with the help of technology. That's what I'm hearing you say. Am I right?
You are very beautifully phrased it. We have to take the technology leverage for every field in any organization. And not only this, leaders also. Young leaders are of a different type. Leaders of my age group are of the earlier times. They are not that tech savvy. So leader himself or herself will have to imbibe himself in the technology. Because I earlier did not know how to handle the computer, how to handle this laptop, how to handle the mobile. So a leader or an individual will have to develop his own skills, personal skills, to gel well with the technology. Otherwise, he or she would not be in a position to support the technological leverage, the term which we have used for any organization for the betterment. And that's why it is evolving. It is evolving, change. Leader will have to change himself or herself for the future challenges, future expectations, whether it is within the organization, challenges may be within the organization also. The challenges may be from outside also. Challenges may be from the forces point of view also. Because if we do not, organizations will not survive, will not grow, will not develop, and will not sustain. Will not sustain. Here, the most important point is the sustainability of the organization. Because if you see whether our BSE, whether you see NASDAQ, the organizations which were at the top positions earlier, 20 years back, now they are no more. They have come down because they have not evolved themselves. They have not changed their mindset. They are not facing themselves with the changing needs. You see the Tesla, how the Tesla has come. No one has thought at the time an organization like Tesla would be there. So definitely these are all the evolving changes. And technology comes from the spirit of the millennials, young generation. I cannot run my organization with only the old thought people. They are just like the advisors. No, real implementation, execution will come only from the team. And what is the team? The new entrants in the organization, and how to deal with them for developing the entrepreneur skills and other things. We will talk step by step. So my most important point, which I would like to say over here, besides all this earlier issues, whether it is the climatic change, whether it is the environmental issues, whatsoever. For that purpose, a go get together spirit will have to be there, and for developing emotional connect. Emotional connect is a must. If a leader does not have the emotional connect with the staff, with the team, with the society, or with the nature, or with anything, no leader. Otherwise, that's why I use the term responsive leadership. It is not only the future leadership, Dr. Mohan. It is basically that responsive leadership in the market. If your position does not make any difference, whether you are at the lower level or at the higher level, CEO or chairman of any organization, but definitely you will have to have the emotional connect with the people, particularly the young team. That is the most important thing for developing the organization, accelerate the innovation, and to provide everything for the growth and development.
Professor,
Yes.
Just as curiosity, there are a couple of takeaways of what you said, a couple of words that you said. One that I really loved what you said is emotional connect. I like the word emotional connect. Yes, the leaders can upgrade themselves, technology, etc., etc. But the most important thing, as you said, is to have the emotional connect with the younger generation, so that the communication, and then you can talk to them in the same boat, or in the same page, with the same language. Otherwise, you would be talking something else and they will be understanding something else. I like this concept that you have to have an emotional connect with your younger generation, which you call intrapreneurs, without which anything that you know about knowledge is waste of time, waste. You may be excellent in technology, much better than the youngsters. But then if you don't have the emotional connect with them, I think that's what I hear you saying, if I'm right, if I captured you right.
You are absolutely right. Here, I would like to add to your thought process also, that this emotional connect is not between one person and another person. It has to be the part of the organizational culture. Organizational culture has to imbibe the emotional connect ideology, whether it is with the staff, whether with the millennials, whether it is the youngsters, whether it is for the society, whether it is for the nation. So organizational culture, all your vision statement, strategic ideas, strategic action plan, mission, everything should take care of the emotional connect. And what I call, earlier we used to call it as the leadership pipeline. Leadership pipeline means one leader should develop another one. The same thing works over here. Emotional connect is not only for the CEO, it is at every level, every layer. Means junior management to the top management, all things, all people should have the same mindset to have the emotional connect. So we take care of the future. We take care of the future. Otherwise, no. Earlier, we used to talk of the IQ only. IQ only means intelligence, but no. IQ has taken the back seat. If you have the strong emotional happiness, and why emotional connect is basically for creating a happy organization. And nowadays, every day you see, recently I was going through one advertisement of this one airline company. They are started with a happy faces. Happy faces means they used to say how our crew, our staff members have created the happiness for our customers. So emotional connect is a must within and outside the organization. This is my feel.
Professor, you have struck a very good chord, and I resonate with you by saying that the organization should not only be a learning organization, it should be an emotional organization, emotionally connected organization. So you require both the wheels to move together. A learning organization and emotionally connected organization. That's what I hear you saying. Am I right, sir?
Absolutely, sir. The point is, why we are here on this globe, not for the profit, for creating the only profit for the organization. Profit is one of the important things. Our priorities would be for taking care of the interest of the stakeholders. Definitely, we have to take care as a leader also. But ultimately, at the end, what a leader is to be known in the society or in the community how he or she has contributed for the welfare of the people. And that's why we always say in the management also, if you do not have the proper spirit, human angle of connectivity with the people in the various stages of your working, you are no more. One person asked a CEO who retired, and that, sir, how do you feel? How do you feel now? That CEO just replied, it is basically after the game is over in the chess, whether the king, queen, and all others are fit in the same box only. So if people have the excellent emotional connect with the people, they would be remembered. They would be remembered always what you have done for the people, how you have done, whether you have taken care. You may be very hard, you may be very tough, but ultimately you will have to be like the coconut. Coconut means outer world, you may be hard in doing your administrative job, and that you will have to do. But when it comes to the millennials or the people working with you, you will have to be just like the as watery, as juicy, as the coconut is. So that is the apple. That is the apple.
I
And
love
I
what
call
you're
this
saying.
term, which I picked up from one of my seniors also, tough love. And tough love indicates of the emotional connect.
I love what you're saying. And let me tell you, Professor, you're not retired, nor are you tired, nor are you tired. And you've got a lot of emotional connect in India. So one of the things that I just heard you saying is it should not only be a learning organization, which is a must, but it should be a happy organization. That's
Yes,
what I
happy.
hear you saying. So it is
Yes.
learning organization which spreads happiness within the organization. Now you can take it forward. Professor, I'm not a bad student. I wish you were my professor and I was a student. Both of us would have been very happy.
Say again what I could not
I
get.
said I missed you as a professor, and you would have you would have missed me as a student because I'm a very fast learner. I learned immediately what you said. So thank you very much. I'm a very good student, as good as you are a good professor. Go ahead, Professor. All yours.
Yes. Thank you very much. So now what I would like to mention over here, learning is mutual. Learning is mutual.
Yes.
And the happiness is also mutual. So as I mentioned earlier, you have to create a vision, corporate culture, creation of the happiness, supporting others, nurturing others, motivating others. These are the words which are not coming from my side, but they are coming basically from the growth, sustainability of any organization. You have to create, motivate, nurture, encourage, support the millennials for creating a happy organization. It is not, you cannot purchase the happiness quotient, happiness thing from the big bazaar or from the Reliance store or from Walmart. You will have to inculcate it within the organization for at all layers. So that's why we always say it is basically, it is not only the percolation effect, it is a total synthesis of the organization and the people, their ideology, and people watch you. People, I tell you very frankly, those, and there are so many pseudo leaders also, particularly in those organizations where leadership term is only for the few, a small time, and they are the pseudo leaders. By artificialness, they may create a lot of what you say, charismatic, we call them as the charismatic leader, but that charismatic leader will not work for a long term. For transformation, for sustainability, for managing the future, you need real leaders, and therefore I say responsive leaders for everyone. Responsive for self.
Would you put, when you say responsive leader, I'm sorry I'm interrupting your thought, but so sorry that you made me more interested and more curious. A responsive leader, therefore, as you said, a charismatic leader cannot wear a mask of a charismatic leader because he will be seen through by the young millennium kids, and you can't fake it all the time, right? So therefore, does a responsive leader have to make it a happy organization, irrespective of whatever learning he has done in technology, to build amount of trust so that, people are transparent, and the leaders should be, as you said, title doesn't matter. So a leader may not know everything. So when he exposes himself to the young millennium, the youngsters in this technological age, probably they know more than him. But then he has to be transparent, and that makes him vulnerable also.
Yes.
Makes him vulnerable. So how does he deal with vulnerability? He has to be. I'm sorry, I'm not. We are not. We didn't do any prep for this. It's all extempo, and I'm sure you would have thought about this. A responsible leader has to be transparent, as a way I see it, to have a trust, and he is absolutely vulnerable to the youngsters. And it doesn't look bad saying that, okay, I don't know, tell me more. I mean, there's nothing wrong in learning. As you said, mutual learning. I love that concept, mutual learning. The leader should be able to learn from the youngsters. Am I right when you say mutual learning?
Here, thank you very much. You have added this thing. I would just say there are three T's. One is the trust. Second is the transparency. And without giving any special attention to any organization, another is the Tata, trust and transparency. Leaders must take the lessons from the spirit's action plan implementation and to create the happy organization from the Tata. I will just quote one recent quote of Mr. Ratan Tata. Ratan Tata. All organizations during the COVID time, they either reduce their staff strength, either they kicked them, some of the people also, or reduce their salaries and everything, or they shut down some of the organizations. There was a very bold statement of Mr. Ratan Tata, who is one of the most respected leader, responsive leader in the global scenario. He mentioned, at this critical time, every organization or the company has the responsibility to take care of their employees and their families in totality. Donation does not work. If you give them money for some another cause, no, that's one part. But basically, you take care of the employees and the families, their families in this crisis time by your heart. Support them. So that is the emotional connect, and that is the real purpose of happy organizations. And without happy organizations, things will not work. So I have used the terminology, this kind of 3T model: Tata, trust, transparency.
And what they said, they executed.
Yes.
What they said, they executed.
You are absolutely right.
Yes.
They believe in execution. Besides, so that is that action speaks. You see, you have rightly used the word, and not only this thing, it is the vulnerability also. Vulnerability. So you will have to be the clear, total, crystal clear in your deeds, in your thought process, in your everything. Those organizations who take care of the employees, particularly and you have rightly mentioned, these millennials are totally a different type of the breed. They are very curious. They know better than us because they know so many things also. They are very fast. You cannot run. I read somewhere one quote: you cannot run the future organization with the yesterday's tools and the techniques. No, gone are the days. So means this millennial is very fast, very curious, very communicative. And here it is not the communicative talking one-to-one. No, they are all connected with the all technological connectivity, technological, digital, everywhere digital, very fast, smartphone, this thing, that thing. Within seconds, they want to convey everything. And that is the power of the technology, evolving technology, developing technology. We never heard of the smartphone at a time. Now it is the 5G, 6G, it would go up to 10G and whatnot. So this is all technology. And who has done all these changes? Millennials only in the organization.
And this is where what you emphasized on mutual learning, that you not only learn, I mean, those days are gone when you have to learn from the leaders. Now, as you were telling me just now, leaders have to be vulnerable and say, yes, I want to learn from you, and give
Yes.
them that opportunity so that they learn. The leaders also learn from the youngsters. Am I right
That is,
in what I heard you saying?
we call it as a reverse mentoring. Reverse mentoring.
I like to.
Yes.
Would you re-emphasize on that, on reverse mentoring? I
Yes.
love that
Yes.
concept. Yes.
That is it. Means don't think that only those people do not have the hair or the gray hair, only they can mentor the people. No, no. It is the, as you have mentioned this word, mutual. What is mutual? I have to pick up new ideas, new thoughts, new process, new innovative ideas from the youngsters only.
I
You
like
will
this.
say,
I
you
will
would like
underline. I will underline this word called
reverse.
reverse mentoring. I love this
And,
concept, reverse mentoring.
yes. And this there are so many organizations which are doing in this way. This Marico, the company, if it, this FMCG company, they have created the young bold concept. Young bold.
Talk to me
what
about
do
it.
they?
Talk to me
Yes.
about it. Yes.
What is this young bold concept? They are inviting the young team members, 8 to 10. They work just like a board of the company, and so many ideas are germinated. So this is the reverse mentoring. This is the reverse mentoring. And you are happy to know, when I was teaching strategy management and the leadership subjects in my courses also, on the blackboard, I used to give a topic for discussion for the day. And you would wonder that my students used to come on the board and write down the points for the future action and on the board. And that board used to be the full of the learning for me also. I used to prepare my PPT on that basis. So that is the learning. And you see, sir, in our Indian culture, now I will take you to the different scenario also. What is our Gurukul system? Our Gurukul system is the collective learning, mutual learning. Everything is available over there. And those students, they used to do everything during a period of 5 years or 7 years or 10 years. So that is the mutual learning, nothing. And what is basically our this entrepreneurship mentoring and the other thing, it is just like our Indian village model. And I call it as the Indian village. Company is also just like the Indian village model. You see, our Indian village used to be totally self-sufficient. Self-sufficient. Every activity is available over there. Why? It was the mutual learning, mutual development, and everyone used to contribute. Now take it another example. Our grandma, granny, our nani, they are all the mentoring sources. Everything they used to pass it on to the younger generation and groom them, develop them, and to come out with so many new ideas. So that is the mentoring process. And we respect our Indian culture, heritage, and definitely this Gurukul system, these models, and now the companies also. Narayana Murthy sir. Narayana Murthy sir. And all these people, they are creating a lot of happy moments for their people through mentoring process. All these new products and the services which have come in the market, either in India or globally, this is the outcome of mentoring to the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs have contributed a lot for the new economic business development, because old business model is gone. All old business models have no value. It is the evolving new business model. I hope you know this, how this has evolved. Post it. Post it means small data. We post it.
Yeah.
That a beautiful. This 3M company. 3M company. So that one scientist, one worker, scientist type of the worker, he was doing some work on the very high level of the adhesive. But no, he came out with a very light adhesive model. That is the very first example of the entrepreneurship skills and the development for the org. And that's why this post-it slip has come out of the virtue of that gentleman. Out of so many people have started. from 1985 onwards, when this entrepreneurship concept was evolved, most of the companies and organizations are moving in that direction. So, and there are so many institutes also. You would be very happy to know. Yesterday, when I was going through some literature here and there, particularly in the Google, I came out with the wonderful initiatives taken by the various organizations and various institutes also. There is a global entrepreneurship institute also. There are so many courses also. Earlier, the courses used to be on the entrepreneurship. Now, some of the institutes and the organizations and universities have come out with the courses on entrepreneurship also. So that is the power. That is the power of entrepreneurship. That is the future of the organization. That is the profit of the organization. That is the development of the organization. So entrepreneurship. And there is one beautiful saying. I would just read, if you kindly permit me.
Sure.
One
No. It's our show, not my show. It's our show.
Yes, correct. You just it is on my here. I will just read it. Entrepreneurship is, now you please watch every word. Entrepreneurship is as necessary for your company's future. Company's future. Sustainability. You talked about the support and company's future as, now this is the another, as swimming is for a shark. Swimming is for a shark. If you do not do it, you will die. You will die.
You know
wonderful.
What, Professor Garg, in this episode, because we're going to have another 2 parts to this. So what I would do is, for this part, if you can repeat what you said just now, and I will have you to repeat that. Sorry, I am the host and you are the guest.
No, it's all right.
There are a lot of takeaways. Just 1 minute. There are a lot of takeaways. We started with mentoring of intrapreneurs. Okay. Now you have beautifully told me and told us that mentoring, don't get funny ideas that is leaders are going to mentor. There is a concept of reverse mentoring. That's what you told me. The second thing that you have told me is that no, don't bother about learning organization. It is a must that the leader should learn technology, should be technically savvy. That's also you told me. You also told me that they have to be vulnerable. And there you told me there are 3 trees: trust, transparency, and the Tata model. That's what you told me. It's so amazing that you told me the 2 things: entrepreneurs, mentoring, reverse mentoring. And now finally, for this episode, sir, I would like you to repeat what you just quoted. And then we will meet you for the next episode very soon. For this episode, please quote the shark story.
First of all, means I will just, before quoting that, I will add one more thing also.
Sure.
It is, what is entrepreneurship within an organization? I will not give you any bookish definition. I have picked up this word from Steve Jobs' statement. He gave one interview long back in 1985 to the New Week magazine. Some magazine. There he used the word, and very beautifully. It is just like back to basics. It is just like back to basics.
I think you should say it loudly 3 times. Back to basics, back to basics, back to basics. I love that. Yes.
What does it mean? A group of the people from a large organization go back to the garage model. Sit over there and go on creating, developing, innovating new ideas, new products, new services.
Love that, sir. Love that.
That is the back to basics model. And that is the same thing. What Narayana Murthy did, what Steve Jobs did. They were working, they are all innovative people. It means their own mindset. So that's why you have very rightly mentioned, if the leader himself, herself does not have the technological mindset, futuristic approach, then definitely. And this sentence which I have just mentioned over here.
Please read it loudly, sir. Please
Yes.
read it loudly. That will be the, I will
Okay,
end
okay,
my
okay.
episode, our episode with that quote.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
will repeat after you. I will
Okay.
repeat after you.
Entrepreneurship is as necessary for your company's future.
And
Again, I repeat.
Entrepreneurship is, say it
As
again, sir,
necessary
as necessary
for
for
your
your company's future
future as
as
swimming
swimming
is for a shark.
as swimming is for a shark.
Shark. If you do not do it,
If you do not do it,
you will die.
you will die. Lovely.
It means you will not grow, you will not develop, you will not develop. So therefore, it is the necessity, it is the total necessity of any organization to grow, grow, grow. And that is millennials only, entrepreneurs only, entrepreneurs only. And how we do, there are so many issues involved over there, how the leader has to do, what type of the approaches he has to follow it. But only thing, it
We
has
will
to be
take
the
that, sir. We will. I will capitalize on that in our subsequent episode. But what I
Definitely.
love, what I liked in this episode is
and
your concept, what you read out about the shark. Shark has to learn to swim, otherwise it'll die. Thank you very much, Professor. And I'll soon meet you and we'll get more inputs from you. One thing very good that I learned from you is the dependency of the leader on technological resources available to you, upgrade himself, and also leverage on the millennium's mindset and their capabilities and skill set. Am I right in summarizing it?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. In this context, I would like to suggest one more point over here.
Sure.
Learning organization, happy organization, growing organization, innovative organization, innovative. And here, innovative organization would come from passion to purpose, passion to purpose. If you have the, you means leader and the millennials have the passion, then the purpose would be served. And every organization would be a happy organization. Every individual would be the happy individual on this globe. And read. I would suggest all our readers in the future also, please read the details related to Richard Branson. Richard Branson is a great, great person, European, London-based, and his organization, Virgin. He has more than 200 companies. More than 200 companies in the name of the Virgin flagship organization. And everywhere, he himself has not done anything. He has totally asked his team, young team, to do whatsoever they want. That's why Virgin is one of the most favored organization, just like our Tata over in India.
Excellent,
sir. So my pleasure.
Sir, wait, sir. Read the shark thing again for me, and then I will end it. I want that to resonate. Please read that again, sir. Sorry, I'm taxing you, but please please read that again for me.
What I say?
About the shark. About the shark.
Yes, I will read. I will read.
Yes.
You have to be the maverick. That's all. Maverick. Without that, things will not work. If you again, I repeat that sentence.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship is as necessary for your company. It is a necessity. It is a compulsion. It is the need of the hour. Is necessary for your company's future. Future. Company means future. And as swimming is for a shark. Shark agar swim nahi karegi, if the shark does not know how to swim properly, then definitely, otherwise the organization, if you do not do it, you will die. You will die sooner or later.
Sir, thank you very much. And we will meet on the next episode, and we will go take this further across. And thank you very much, sir. We'll meet.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy yourself.
My best wishes to all your audience also and to you.
Thank you very much, sir.